Hello, Moon to Moon. It's Britten. How are you? I'm reaching out to you under a dark moon just now in Capricorn. The sign of my moon here at the end of this last lunar cycle before the new moon in Aquarius eclipse on Tuesday morning here in the Americas. Well. As I record this, my dear Lord Saturn is at the very last degree of Pisces, sign of my sun. And tomorrow evening, we'll be moving into Aries for a little while. Coming from my ascendant at 3 Aries and my south node at 6. So I've been doing a lot lately. Like I am deep in the kitchen with a lot of pots going. Sometimes I see myself like in another dimension. Maybe this is me spiritually. I see myself in like a very busy craft kitchen type space, but it's not like modern. And I am like, I got a lot of pots. I have a lot of things happening. There's a lot going on. It's serious, it's playful, it's dedicated. And I wasn't planning on doing a dark moon download, but this morning I was like, wait, it feels like we're at the end of the lunar cycle. Yeah, we are. Oh, how would it be? How would it feel to do a dark moon download? Yeah, I'd like to do a dark moon download. So I have created some spaciousness in my day to sit with you. I know many listeners most love the dark moon downloads. I most loved the dark moon downloads. You know, I love having guests. I love what I most love is I love supporting the the illumination of someone's brilliance, their magic, their exuberance, like their like special thing. Like I love inviting different human beings to come on and really share that. Like it's a real pleasure. I love conversations. I love the things that come out of our mouths when we get together because like I hadn't even had that thought until we got together and then I had it. Or you said that thing which lit up this thing in me and like like I love that experience about engaging in a dialogue or a conversation and how our collective intelligence is expanded and so fun. And for me, it's very, very soothing to go into a kind of Piscean place, a 12th house space where I just let things roll through me. I like to go into that channeled space and share. And honestly, my dark moon downloads are a form of self-regulation for me. I guess you could say co-regulation rather. I do listen to them myself, often just to regulate to the sound of my voice, because when I'm in a dark moon download, I feel so grounded in my own voice. And I do feel that like this is a state that we humans really like come home to. Like it is a home. It is a kind of home. So the fact that others, that you listening also experience that as supportive to you is just so beautiful. And yeah, it makes my heart expand so much. If you love Dark Moon downloads, if you love Moon to Moon and you've never left a review or given it a rating, I would so love it if you would offer that to Moon today and just take a moment to let folks know why you come here. Like, why do you come here? There's so many podcasts. What is it about Moon to Moon that makes you choose to come to it? I know that often what I offer is can feel inarticulatable in a Piscean kind of way. And that's okay. You don't have to get all the words right. A little bit of felt truth goes a long way. It's just enough for someone to be like, oh, okay, I get that. I feel that. I'm going to give it a shot. And then, yeah, it's a way that through the web, you can pass on what Moon to Moon is to you to the next person. And then there's this kind of like passing of the anchor or passing of the thing to the next person, because my listenership, it's really interesting. I actually don't know what the analytics are recently, but my listenership like moved from 0 to that number within its first few months, and it's just basically stayed at that same listenership. It's just that it kind of like over time, people like they feel like they've gotten what they wanted from it and they move on and new people come. And so it's just like kind of it gets passed on, you know. I know that some of y'all have been listening since the beginning, so I know you're there too. But it does seem like that must be what it is with the analytics. So, yeah, thank you for rating a review. Really appreciate it. So, a phrase has been coming in really loud for me here at the end of this dark moon, at the end of this lunar cycle. And if you're new to dark moon downloads, the idea is that the dark moon is the end of the cycle, right before the new moon, when we can no longer see the moon in the sky. So it's quote unquote dark. And we've been living inside of this entire cycle. We've been through all the moons now. The moon moved sign to sign. I mean, we've been through all the signs, which is another way of saying we've been through all the moons, the moon in that sign. We've been through all the signs as moon bodies. And now we're coming to a new beginning. And so here at the end, we can look back and sit down inside of what was that? What were we learning? What kind of experiences were we having? What kinds of encounters came up? What was expansive? What was contracting? What was a sense of like an arc? Where were my teachers? What was supporting me? What inspired me? What enraged me? We've like lived this huge journey. With each lunar cycle, it's this way. And so the download part is really just like the fact that it's like coming through. It's coming through live. I speak in a no notes kind of way. And often what comes out of my mouth becomes like a singing is what I'm hearing, like a singing that fortifies me into the future and is like a gift to my future self that I keep running with. And you may be running with too in your future self, as maybe these words will fortify you in understanding what's happening in your life. I do feel that, you know, more and more we just understand that the personal is the collective is the personal. And in this way, everything is political. Because everything that affects another person is affecting me. And my choices impact others. My decisions impact others. The way I hold my energy affects others. My shame lives in other people's bodies. So when I speak from a personal perspective in this space, I'm trusting that there are pieces that are collective. There are pieces that matter to you. And I'm inviting you into the resonance with your own sense of truth, tossing away whatever like doesn't feel resonant. So the phrasing, yes, the phrasing. I've been hearing this phrase, living your refusals. Living your refusals. The singing. Living your refusals. Yeah, gosh, wow, it's just been so big. Where to even begin? Well, first of all, in honor of Saturn, who's moving from Pisces to Aries, you know, Saturn is a part of us that refuses. It's just like, no, I got a boundary on that. No, that's a deal breaker for me. No, this doesn't matter to me. This does. Um, You're running it through your integrity meter, like running it through the sword of your spine, running it through your own sense of what is beautiful, what is fair, what is loving, what is fun, what is generative, what is caring, what sounds awesome. And noticing, like, is there a refusal here? Am I willing to see what's not loving? Am I willing to see what's not caring? Am I willing to see what's not beautiful? Am I willing to be with the truth right before my eyes and name what I refuse to participate in, what I refuse to be part of, what I refuse to be compliant in, complicit in, co opted into? I refuse to co sign on that. And this is really where agency and authority is located all day long. Um, And as a very Piscean person, if you're more new to my work, I have Sun, Mercury, and Venus all in Pisces in the 12th house. And so the Pisces Aries, like that transitional space is very alive in my life. Saturn is just so helpful to me because as a very Jupiterian person, it's just been really helpful to shore things up a bit. Like I got to shore this thing up. Otherwise, I'm just like water all over the place. I don't even know where I am. Like, where even am I? I don't even know. And um, since early in my teaching, I've said Saturn will save your life. So, when Saturn went into Pisces in March of 2023, I put out a episode on that one, and I came into this phrasing through the speaking, which was, in order to hold the marvelous in both hands, you have to limit it somehow, and really meditated on how powerful the limiting capacity of Saturn is for something vast. And this is how I teach astrology, which is that the language of astrology creates fractals of the infinite, and it takes the infinite and the divine and breaks it up into parts. And by breaking it up into parts, by limiting it, by limiting what astrology is, which is to me the music of the universe singing the song of itself, not a thing that's here to tell us about ourselves and our personalities. That astrology is broken into parts so that we can turn towards the parts and engage with them. And likewise, we human beings are the divine separated into parts. We are each separated and limited by the fact that we're going to die and that these bodies that we were given will decompose and we will become again part of the infinite. This is my cosmology, take it or leave it. So this limiting capacity facilitates the things that we like being alive and being able to explore astrology. And it's loving. And likewise, we could be anything. We could have any purpose. We could have any job. We could have any romantic partners. We could have whatever kind of day, like we could live anywhere. Like that's a very Piscean set of things to say, but the truth is we're all Pisces because we're all 12 signs. So what are we though? Like what are the decisions that we're making? Who have we limited ourselves into being so that we can have the pleasures of being here and know where we are? Like, where even am I? I am here and nowhere else. What is that? What makes the I am here and nowhere else? And this is where, when I teach astrology and emergence astrology, which has year 1, year 2, and year 3, and in Unshaming Your Chart, we do this in a more condensed way inside of Living Emergence, my community. I teach that just how supportive the fixed signs are to help us with these things. I mean, the Taurus sextile to Pisces is a revelation. It's a miracle. Like it's so important. The way that Taurus can help Pisces in each of us understand, I am here. This is where I am. And Saturn, being a part of us that limits things, has been really engaging in this with us, teaching us about limits, limitations. And what I'm bringing through today, what we're saying no to are sacred refusals. Our refusals. I refuse. No, not while I'm standing here. To refuse is like, what a cool word. I actually don't know the etymology. Please DM me and tell me what you found if you're into it. But like, it's such a powerful form of declining. Yeah, I refuse. No. No. And it's through our nose that we know where we are. So one of my sayings that I have is abundance begins with no, because for me, like so much of the last 8 years of my life that have brought me into like experiences of sexual abundance, financial abundance, creative abundance, relational abundance, opportunity abundance. Yeah, all of that. Everything began with the no to my marriage. And then I just was like, no, 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 no. There's like some meme that's so funny of a singer just saying no, 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 no to everything. I can't remember who it is now. But like, no, I'm going to say no to this too. That actually was really good for me. I'm going to say no to this now. And being delighted to find out that here I thought saying no was like going to limit me or like be a bummer or something, when actually my no's expand my life. They actually, they don't just shore things up, they expand my life. And yeah, it's been an incredible meditation the last few years with Saturn on my sun, and then Mercury, and then Venus, and now leaving that space to be in a lot of meditation around the agency that we have in our no's and our refusals. And it feels to me like we're really in a time where we're invited to refuse to, um, like, I refuse to look away from this. I refuse to be numb to what's going on in the world. I refuse to be quiet about it. I refuse to, um, I refuse to shut down. I refuse to not get overwhelmed so much that I can't show up anymore. I refuse to collapse. I don't want to shame feeling overwhelmed, collapsing, freezing. I don't. I just know for myself, I have been spending the last 8 years of my life dedicated every single day to learning how to be with myself, how to be with my capacity, how to be with my feelings, how to be with overwhelm, how to be with pressure, how to be with lots of information, how to be with all of these things. And this move into Aries feels like it's calling us into, I refuse to not take action on what matters to me, as in, I am going to take action on what matters to me. We're really moving, it feels to me, from a place of expanded time to noodle, to grow, to expand in our gifts, like learning astrology, learning how to read, growing your psychic gifts, all the things that Neptune and Pisces has been bringing through collectively and personally for all of us since 2011. Like we've like no the change in astrology in the field from then is like night and day. So we've been doing all this, and now what? And what it takes next is self-trust, because to act, and to act with agency and with passion, and to just respond quickly, adaptively, like takes a lot of self-trust, because there's not a lot of space for overthinking and like bringing in a kind of hyper vigilant testing to make sure that we're going to do it perfectly. We have to have the self-trust to know that if what comes through in our actions like was somehow harmful or was somehow unskilled, that we'll be the kinds of people who adapt, respond, give care, learn. If you can trust yourself that you're that kind of person, go for it. We are refusing perfectionism standards. We've been learning this for years now. This has been so much of what we've been learning. This is the moment to shift from the focus on compassion, which of course we're taking with us. I mean, we're taking the compassion with us, but it's shifting into action and really like refusing to be fine with the people in our lives not going with us on this. Like, take it or leave it for yourself. But for me, like, I want to see if you want to come with me, if you're in my life and you want to come with me where I'm going, um, I don't want you to just have compassion for victims. I want you to take action so that this shit stops. I want you to take action. I want you to be thinking about what action can I take? Like compassion's not enough now. We're taking compassion along and we're acting from it. Like feeling into Pisces, two fish. There's a part of us that wants to like just float out into the delta, become one with everything. I have to give myself this kind of time or I feel lost to myself. And once I found the dream that most mattered to me, like nothing is going to stop me swimming up that stream to spawn new life. And then Aries is like this huge howl, this huge crack, this huge cry as this new life is like bursting, cracking, coming into form, insisting on being here, bursting into the field. It's a huge spark lighting a match. And it's like this whole time we've been like dragging the match across the whatever that material is when we light a match. And now, boom, here it is. And we may all have parts where we're like feeling overwhelmed by what all that's going to look like. And for sure, we may feel dread at the unknown. We may feel urgency, like we're supposed to be doing something. We may feel like we need to become the new world, like ASAP tomorrow. And so I'm naming that because we've been learning. Like we've been learning about how to hold urgency in our bodies and be with it. We've been learning about how to be with the different trauma responses we have, how to be with inner children that are trying to manage and protect us. We're not going to do it all perfectly. It will all be imperfect as it should be because we're refusing perfectionism standards. Perfectionism standards keep us silent, small, and tortured by the compulsion to fix ourselves. It's a signature of shame. And I refuse. I refuse to not act because of the conditioning I have that I could act in a way that's like a problem to somebody. It's going to be a problem to somebody. It's so sad to say. But like, That's the Saturnian learning, is like, I refuse to not move. I refuse to not act. I refuse to stay silent because I want everyone to approve of how I act. I want to be problemless in the eyes of everyone. And I don't think we can afford that. I just don't. With, as I've been saying with the global event that's coming up, the Dream Reel that I'm hosting, I hope you're signed up. It's from 11 to 12 Eastern. We will be actively spelling into the space. I'm about to release a video where you can understand, like, what do I even mean and what exactly are we doing? You just need to sign up for the 2026 Magician's Table mailing list. Link in the show notes. And you can come because it's going to be really powerful having all of this group magic. I'm looking for the thread. I'm looking for the thread. Oh, yes. What I've been saying to myself is, yeah, Neptune and Aries is giving, there's nothing in these apps for me anymore. Neptune and Aries is giving, I want action. I want to dream into action. I want my frustrations to feed my dreams. I want my irritations to feed my dreams. I want my agitations to feed my dreams. By that, there's a quality with Aries, and we can see this through the ruling planet Mars, of there's like a kind of sacred agitation, sacred irritation that we can experience. We have it all the time. We're irritated. We're frustrated. A lot of what gets Aries to go is we are irritated. And this is really helpful. And with unshaming, we can learn that, like, we're not low vibe or bad for being irritated. This is actually beautiful information for ourselves to understand, well, what is it that we do want? How else are we supposed to know that we don't want something? You know? So it's really helpful. It does require that we get comfortable with some friction and some scratchiness, to just be that sense of like, oh, I wish it was like this though. Like, I just want it to be like this, like, that's really helpful because, all right, well, now we know, like, all right, it's been spoken plainly now. Like, Aries is very brusque, Aries is like, gonna say it. She's gonna say it. Like, it's fire. It's a fire sign. It's not gonna think about it. It's honest. It's honest. And because Mars is a malefic planet, that honesty might poke. It might move someone out of the way. Like, it might create some separations. But see, that's a part of the sacred refusal. Living your refusals is letting people move out of the way who aren't part of what you're dreaming, who aren't part of your vision for our world, who want to continue to not see things, who find looking at some information to be too uncomfortable. And I don't really want to spend my energy screaming at someone who doesn't want to hear me. I want to band together with those individuals who are like, let's go, let's go. We're making magic. Magic is real. We're supporting each other. We are living the dream of the world we want to have right now already. We're creating spaces for people to see how beautiful they are. We're creating spaces for people to begin to validate themselves. We're creating spaces for people to hear themselves. And in those spaces, there's alchemy that has real impacts on our world because the personal is the collective. And I feel like I've been at the so-called revolution for a long time now. And we're just in a new chapter. And everybody's at a different kind of stage in their facing of this, depending on the kind of body you live in and the positionality you have, like where you're from. Everybody's got a different story here. It's not my job to police different people's pace and their stories. I just know where I'm going. And so a real refusal is just like, I refuse to be bogged down with like trying to convince people to see what I'm saying. I'm just going to say it. Like really inviting a refuse to you to refuse convincing anyone that astrology is real, that magic is real. Like convincing energy is not, it's just like, it's coming from a place of that I understand, but it's ultimately not magnetic or effective. Rather, just hold the frequency that of what you fucking know, which it is that it is all power, so powerful. The magical arts, the intuitive arts, you know how powerful they are. Speak to the people who hear you. Speak to the people who want to go where you're going. Speak to the people who want to rally with you, and the rest can move out of your way. Like that's very Aries. I love you, but unless you're coming with me, please move out of the way. When you trust yourself, to get back to that theme, when you trust yourself, Aries, you know that your intentions are made of love. You know that this is where truth and power and love intersect. You know in your heart that you want what's best for all sentient beings and for planet Earth. So follow the impulses, like follow the visions, follow the dream, be loud about them, go for it, get into action, let's go. The vibe of Aries is very erotic and magnetic and fun. So to those who are attracted to it, it'll be very repulsive to the people it's not attractive to. Your job, my job, is to not get bogged down in why is this repellent to some people. That's where you have a part of you that's just hurting, that just wants everyone to understand you. And like one of the refusals I might invite you into is the refusal to spend a lot of your beautiful energy straining to be understood. Because if someone wants to understand you, they will. If they don't want to understand you, they won't, no matter how beautifully you speak, no matter how obviously, exquisitely loving your being nature is. It's out of your hands. So let them move out of your way, let them move out of the way. Refuse to get bogged down in why don't they see me? Because we're aiming to free up our energy here. Like refuse to give your energy to the places that drains it out, Like this is the sacred refusal so that you can give as much energy as possible to what matters to you, to your beautiful dreams for yourself in this world, for the care and support and the creativity and the fun that you want to have. We're refusing. What are you refusing? Whew. In the new moon in Aquarius ritual in my book, Living Astrology, which I hope you have, dear listener. Did you know I wrote this book? It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Just today, I have two different people who reached out to give me testimony about what an impact the book has had in their lives, including with their children. It's just the happiest kind of note to receive. I highly recommend getting it through bookshop.org so you can support local bookstores or at a used bookstore. Um, yeah, the new moon in Aquarius ritual. It asks some beautiful questions that I'm inviting you to feel into here before we close. What kind of world makes it possible for us to wildly love living here? What kind of world makes it possible for me to wildly love living here? And what kind of world makes it possible for all sentient beings to wildly love living here? The answer cannot be all things. The answer will have limits. The answer will involve some refusals. And for me, the most important refusals are like the refusals that empower you. Usually, the empowering refusals are not always easy to make because of somatic reasons, whereby we're not sure how we'll feel safe in our bodies if we refuse these things. If we refuse those relationships, if we refuse that treatment, if we refuse that habit, which is why nervous system, energetic, and somatic healing, repair, attunement practices are central to everything that I talk about because it's not that simple. Like we have to be able to trust that we have ourselves. And we do that through these practices and all the resources that are out there helping us learn how to be attuned to ourselves, to unshame, to always have our back, to know we always have our back no matter what happens as a result of our refusals. To me, living my refusals helps me to be a person that I know I can trust in. It doesn't mean that I know that I'm right. Because, like, how could I always know that I'm right? Like, that belongs to certainty culture. I can't always be certain. But along with all the other things I refuse from certainty culture, I also refuse to believe in failure. I refuse to believe in it. How could I possibly fail if I have my back no matter what? I'm listening to the beautiful, loving, stirring dreams of my heart. And I'm sincerely showing up to invite people in, following their resonance or not coming if they don't resonate. Like there's no failure that's possible. I refuse failure narratives. That's not the same as like, oh, I'm disappointed. That's a thing that I can hold myself through. I'll just hold myself through it. I'll be okay because I'll have myself. And where we're going, having the reflection of the people around us to help us with having ourselves, to help us with validating ourselves, to help us to see ourselves is so powerful, which is the whole point of the Magician's Table. Applications open February 22nd through March 4th, my birthday. No early bird this year. It's a pick your tuition. Pick your tuition, and people will be placed in their tuition tier in the order received. The magician's table is here to help you see yourself more clearly in a world that may have confused you as to what makes you so absolutely exquisite to know and to receive from. Like, that's what's really happening. Practically, what's happening is you have 1 hour meetups where each person takes turn vocalizing 6 minutes into the space. And each week you're partnering with a different person in your cohort across the 14 weeks with a total of receiving 12 readings plus a bye week ish, something like this. So that's like, there's the at a practical level, what is it? But at a spiritual level, what is it? At an emotional level, what it is like a magic mirror process where you have yourself reflected back to you in a way that feels like it's returning you to the magical child and the old wise wizard that you always have been. And in the meantime, creating relationships that feel like magical kin, that feel like, wow, we were always meant to find each other. It's a hyper magical space. It's a luxury investment. It is a life changing experience. So I'm inviting you, if you're feeling really called to just go big on your magic and go big for our world right now, it's like, well, looks like things aren't going to calm down. Like, oh, maybe I don't want to wait for like it to get calm again. Like, will that happen? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to go. And not everybody's going to be up for that. But I know there are a lot of you that are ready to go. I know there are a lot of you that want to take your energy and plunge it into something that's going to be so nourishing for you, and that is just going to like be an investment that nourishes you, challenges you, expands you, surprises you, astonishes you for the rest of your life. Because your relationships from this space will continue to evolve in magical ways after it ends. So it's not like it's this 3 months only. It just continues. And that's from the mouths of the alums that I know that this is true, and witnessing them inside of Instagram and in other places, creating magic together, supporting each other, referring each other, boosting each other, loving each other, enjoying each other, being expanded by each other. From the first group all the way through, this will be the sixth. It's just, this is what's repeated every year, even as we've grown. I just think, frankly, it's more magical than ever. If you've been listening to the last few episodes, you've been meeting all the different 13th readers for this year, and you can see and feel from the kinds of things that they talk about, but also the somatic quality of their voice, that like these are very magical human beings. This is a very magical circle we've got for 2026. So I'm inviting you in, if you're resonant with just like this energy of dreams into action. That's what we're doing. All right. Join the Dream Reel February 20th for 1 hour, 11 to 12 Eastern. Link is in the show notes. Magician's Table course page is in the show notes. I'm feeling like shouting out the participants in a blaze. It's so deep and so magical. We're having a rollicking time. It's very alchemical. Saying hello to all Living Emergence members. I'm about to get off this recording so we can do one of our power-ups together. Saying hello to Emergence Astrology students. It's such an honor to speak astrology with you. And to my witch sister clients, it's a fucking joy. Thank you. Thank you all. Please leave a rating and review, just a little reminder. And I will see you at the next one. Cheers.